Hey guys, Cowboy Brett in the Alfalfa Bale studio coming to you, talking to you about Marriage and Men Mondays. And I want to talk to you today about what your wife is likely looking for. Your wife, if she's like mine, probably started off as a little girl and listened to a lot of fairy tales and stories of Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty and Snow White and all those Disney characters that we all know and love growing up. And you know what? All those Disney characters, all those princesses had in common. One, they were all princesses, and two, they were looking for Prince Charming. So the thing that we've got to ask ourselves is, what are we doing to be our wife's Prince Charming? What are you doing to be able to accommodate that? Are you being chivalrous in your manners? And what I mean by that is simple things, little things, opening doors for her. One of the things that my wife appreciates is that I still go to her side of the car first when we're leaving a place or going somewhere, and I open her door and let her in first. And it surprises a lot of other women if I've got another female passenger with me that I'll open their door as well, because they're not used to that, which tells me that, like a lot of us realize, that chivalry is kind of a dying art, so to speak. But opening doors for her, going into buildings, getting into the car, things of that nature. Do you order for her? One of the first times, I'll say this for another story, but one of the first times, actually on our very first date, when Lynn and I sat down to eat, I actually ordered for her, and I don't know that she'd ever had anybody do that for her before. It kind of caught her off guard. But to this day, we've been together over 15 years now, I still order for her. When the waiter or waitress comes out and looks to her to place her order, she just flips in my direction, and I make sure that her order gets placed for her. And again, I'll get into that when we talk about our first date sometime, but that was a key story as well. But do you take care of the things that she may or may not be as well equipped to be able to handle? And what I mean by that is, my wife doesn't know cars, doesn't know mechanics, doesn't know anything like that, doesn't care to know. So when it comes to the cars and the vehicles and everything, I take care of 100% of those initiatives of taking care of oil changes and things like that. Now, she'll take it into a dealership and have it oil changed, but if it's something that needs to be worked on, I don't even try to explain it to her. I just take care of it, and it's done. She doesn't have to worry about that. Do you ever talk down to your wife? Do you ever raise your voice to her or argue with her? Man, that's one thing I'd encourage you to not do. If you can avoid that, stop doing that altogether. Simply because you probably don't appreciate having someone raise their voice to you. So there's no point in doing that with the one that you love and care about and cherish as well. So see if you can kind of get a handle on your temperament if that's something that you're challenged with. Some guys don't have that problem, and if you don't, great, hats off to you. But just make sure you're not raising your voice to her. By all means, don't ever raise a hand. My gosh, that is just unacceptable. Don't do that. I hope you've never done that. So anyway, do you have a pet name for her? Man, I didn't realize it, but when my wife would get in trouble with me, when she would do something that annoyed me or I needed straightened out, or something that I've told her a time or two before and she still hasn't gotten figured out, she finally told me that one time when I said, "Sweetheart," she's like, "Oh God, I hate it when you do that." And I'm like, "What do you mean you hate it when I do that?" She goes, "When you sweetheart me." "What are you talking about? It's a term of endearment." And she goes, "Yeah, but when you sweetheart me, it means that I've gotten in trouble. I've done something wrong or something you disapprove of or something you've asked me to do and I haven't gotten taken care of. And so I get sweetheart, and then I go on with my conversation." And I thought, whoops. Sorry about that, dear. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to take sweetheart and turn it into something bad. But the funniest part was that I get "oh honey." So when I do something stupid, which happens from time to time, I'm sure it's never happened to you, but it happens to me. She says, "Oh, honey," like, bless your heart, you're so pretty. So when I know when I'm getting "oh, honeyed," that, I need to pull my head out. So anyway, we joke and carry on with one another like that. But back to the chivalry side of things, do you make sure that she's always comfortable? Does she have, if it's chilly, do you offer her your coat if she doesn't have one? If she's wanting something to drink, or if she's wanting the temperature turned up or down, do you volunteer to get it taken care of and make sure that she's well accommodated? All those little kinds of things will show her the value that you see in her in your life. And that's what she wants from her Prince Charming. She wants someone who can take care of her and do well for her and mean well for her. At the same time, she wants to protect her too. So when you're walking through a parking lot or you're walking through down a street or something like that, do you make sure that you're on the side nearest danger? If you're walking down a sidewalk together, is she on the opposite side of the street with you in between? Okay? Do you make sure that if something were to happen, if a car came across, if somebody pulled up, something like that, they've got to go through you to get to her? Those kinds of things go a long ways. They let them know that you are the Prince Charming that they're looking for. Now, I bring that up because, guys, if you're not yet married, if you're not in a committed relationship and you're looking to get into one, these are the behaviors that proper young ladies are looking for to be able to have in a spouse. And if you're already in a marriage, these are the things that your wife wants, because she's still looking for Prince Charming too. Now, you may be her Prince Charming, but you might have a little tarnish on you too if you haven't been doing some of these things. So it'll give you an opportunity to be able to help reflourish your relationship and her respect level for you as well. God talks about how man should love his wife like Christ loves the church, right? It talks about how women should respect their husbands. Well, that's the biggest thing us guys are looking for, is for respect. And so you gain that respect by earning it, and you earn it through things like chivalrous manners. I'm not saying that's the only way to do it. I'm not saying that you have to do it to be able to earn respect, but respect is definitely earned. It is not something that's just freely given. So be her knight in shining armor. What can you do to be able to be her knight in shining armor today? So if you like this post, if you're appreciating it, be sure and hit the subscribe button and maybe like the video, share it with some friends of yours. We sure appreciate it. And this is Cowboy Brett coming to you from the Alfalfa Bale Studio. Hope you're having a great day.